We are recording tonight in the middle of thunderstorm and tornado warning, so hopefully we're not interrupted. But this little guy chased his first deer out of the yard tonight. Pee-wee liked him. Shandy liked him. You like to chase.
I said you'll have fun, and I won't disappoint you.
Welcome, fellow Kiss fans. Welcome to It's All For You Demons, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan. And I want to start off this episode by saying we're talking about buttons tonight, and I don't mean to do this right on the heels of a Knights in Satan's Service button post. Not trying to chase an algorithm, not trying to copy someone else. I just happen to be on a button trend myself, and the planets aligned up. It's all about fun here in the Wax Night basement, and tonight we're talking button fun. Let's hot face now. My hot face currently is... Killers. It's Easter weekend as we're filming this, and Killers to me is a very Easter record. The cover, one of the coolest Kiss covers ever. Prove me wrong. You cannot. Just the color scheme and the haircuts and those outfits. It's beautiful, man. And I'm not going to say too much more here because we're filming a Critical Kiss episode of Killers this week. But Killers is a weird one for me because beyond the CD, cassette tape, and albums, I don't have any Killers merch. None at all. I did come up with a great idea for Kiss to do an anniversary release of Killers and a piece of merch they should sell. It's over on my Instagram. It's All For You Demon, one word on Instagram. Check that out. But I don't have any Killers merch. So that ends my hot face. What's your hot face? Leave those below and let's wax. I have been on a button kick lately because out of nowhere I kind of went down a Hotline rabbit hole. And the newest Hotline button has arrived tonight, so I thought we would take a look at that. But this is even better because if we're talking buttons, we can re-talk my very first Kiss button when I was 15 years old. And I'm smiling because I remember being that kid on a Friday night with that button on my jean jacket and just feeling invincible. And with that, we can look at another Wax Night wall. And it's a wall no one ever sees when we film, because it's down at the end of the hall. And it's a non-makeup section. Might as well just do the whole thing while we're here. No, we'll just do one piece. We'll save the other for, I'm sure we're going to talk about my favorite era at some point, so we'll save that for another episode. Let's take a look at the Hot in the Shade Memorial and check out my very first Kiss button. This is the Hot in the Shade Memorial at the end of the hall. You remember the Phantom ad? I hung up my 8x10s. Have we talked about these 8x10s? I know I did them on Instagram. A little side diversion here. Phantom ad we talked about a couple weeks ago, and some Phantom promo 8x10s. Told you I would build that Phantom wall. The Hot in the Shade Memorial. Let's check it out. One of my all-time favorite posters because I love those discography pages from tour books and magazines. Nothing made me more happy than that as a kid because it gave me a map of how to collect that back catalog on CD. Absolutely love this poster. And since it's Hot in the Shade, it means even more to me. The Hot in the Shade Panties, sold in concert. I did not buy these in concert, I bought them off eBay. It says Kiss This on the back, but I don't want to mess with the way they're hanging from the poster. I do love that though. It's like I'm a badass. Got girls' panties hanging from chandeliers and frames. I am a badass. Little boy is also making himself welcome in the spare bedroom. And a lot of this you've probably seen before. That is Dan at his Camaro at the house I grew up in the day we are going to see Hot in the Shade at Sandstone Amphitheater. May 12th, 1990, and there is my original ticket stub from May 12th, 1990, taped to an ad from Metal Edge for Kiss on Tour that I was naive and stuck to my wall. And luckily I, at some point, smartened up, ripped the ticket off of the ad, lost the ad of course, but I still have the ticket, completely faded, but fun. Here is a side wall to the Hot in the Shade wall. Hot in the Shade promo flat. Here is that Metal Edge ad that I was telling you about. There is the Don't Miss Kiss on Tour featuring Kansas City, Kansas, Sandstone Amphitheater, and I would have stuck my ticket down there and had this hanging on my high school wall. Another music magazine ad for Hot in the Shade, and then a lot of Hot in the Shade backstage passes and a ticket to Nebraska to see them, an unused ticket. Hot in the Shade keychain. My buddy Travis sent me these Hot in the Shade tour little advertisements he got from a record store back then. The postcard they sent to people to call in to MTV and demand MTV play Kiss. We need you to dial MTV and radio and raise hell. Metal Madness, the magazine that started it all for me, my very first Kiss magazine, the Hot in the Shade candle, one of the coolest things Kiss Online has ever released. The Rise to It promo condom. That is fun. You don't see these all the time. This was a promo for Rise to It, and we have a Rise to It cassette single there. Hot in the Shade patch, and then the Hot in the Shade carnival mirror, which is so much fun because it's not a mirror, but it's just that carnival glass. My goodness. If I would have won that when I was 15, I would have been one happy kid. But one thing I did get when I was 15 and made me one happy kid was this Kiss square button. My very first Kiss button meant the world to me. I don't even think I knew Peter Criss was in this shot and should have been on the button. That's why I love these buttons. They are so bootleg and so horrible. So horrible. They're fun. Look at the Kiss logo. It's got the background on it. They didn't even remove the background of the Kiss logo. It's like somebody cut out a Kiss logo on white paper, taped it to this picture, and printed off buttons. It is amazing, but I loved that on my jean jacket. 1989, I would have had my jean jacket on, this button soaked in Obsession cologne, going to Liberty Sound and Video with Danny and Brett to rent a movie that hopefully had boobies in it, and then we would go back to Brett's house or my house and talk Kiss, watch boobies, Wax Night. Before we even knew what Wax Night was. FL Dog made me this Phantom of the Park box that I use to keep buttons in. There's Daisy and I with my Paul Stanley airbrush shirt. And then buttons. My babies. Larmar Pee Wee, my Creatures of the Night button. The button I made for The End of the Road. We waxed there. 12-1, 12-2, New York City. Probably one of the most fun trips I've ever been on in my life. And then we have some more square buttons and some side cool stuff. This is funny. So, my father-in-law was a DJ, and then he managed radio stations all around. And, of course, doing so, his family got backstage all the time. This was a Poison backstage pass for the Open Up and Say All tour. This button. And his whole family got back there. My wife Tara, her sister, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and you could shake everyone's hand but Bret Michaels. You weren't allowed to touch Bret Michaels. So his pompous ego was alive and well back then and still alive and well today. And I love Bret Michaels, I really do, but I'm pissed that his pompous ego is getting in the way of a Poison reunion tour. Nobody wants to see you by yourself. We want to see Cece and Ricky and Bobby and you. More horribly fun square buttons. I mean, these are just classic. I think I had to buy a lot of these to get the button I had when I was in school. There's that famous groupie that's in that record store video. Oh, her name slips me now. Somebody knows it. Leave it in the comments. I think she was Jean's girlfriend for a while. Japan Button. Gosh dang, these are fun. Another one with a great logo, even has like a shadow on it. I mean, come on. That's a fun one though. You could make a whole rabbit hole out of collecting these square buttons. Cool Paul one. And then the collect Phantom of the Park without collecting Phantom of the Park. A promo button when the Colossus opened. I wrote it. Magic Mountain. Colossus. And that's where Kiss fought the apes. I've ridden this ride. It was a lot of fun. Then a security pass my buddy Aaron made me. I love this. This will help you get to places you normally wouldn't have access to. And then a fun non-makeup button. Buttons are fun, and I'm really enjoying this rabbit hole. Because it has led me to this, the Hotline buttons, and I have Paul, the Army, Gene, and the Kiss logo, and for the longest time I only had the incorrect 76 group shot, but my buddy FL Dog tipped me off to someone selling the correct 76 group shot, and I was able to pick it up, and I'm super happy because a lot of people list that correct version like it's gold on eBay, and it's not. Nothing's worth this much, people. Hotline buttons are fun. I need Ace and Peter, and the set is complete. Would love to get some with the tags, but I'm just happy having these. I look at these and I think, man, you know, I was like happy when this one came in the mail, and I just think like, how cool is it that in 1979 some kid was happy to get that at the store and wear it on their jean jacket, much like I wore mine when I was 15. Life is good as a Kiss fan, my friends. Life is good. And one other fun one is the Madison Square Garden radio promo button celebrating 3 nights at the Garden, December 14th, 15th, and 16th. Can you imagine the after party shows at that? That is a lot of fun, and that is history. I love it. And we love all of you hanging out with us on a Friday night, in a thunderstorm, in tornado warnings. Thank you for hanging out with us. At least we're in the Wax Night basement, so we're safe. Be good to your babies. Spay, neuter, microchip. Take care. Be safe yourselves. Happy Easter, everyone. Whether you celebrate or not, it's springtime. I wish you the best. Good, better, best is always finding you. All of your dreams can come true. You just have to believe. Until next week, Pretzel Boy says goodbye. And just so you know, little boy is still here. He just needed a break from Pretzel Boy, so he stayed upstairs. He needed a break from you.